All right, and we're back. Let me see how far we can get in Pentiment today. I know we're close to the end, but I don't really remember it well enough to remember how much there is left. I moved my camera again. I might have done that before last time, but now it's kind of a little bit from above, which I don't love the angle, but I do like the rest of my setup that I've set up. Anyway. Here we go. Okay, where are we at? What are we doing? Talked with Lisa about the history of your family. Same spot as Christians after the Romans left. Okay, so who was this? Okay, I already talked to Father Thomas. Okay, I think I've talked to everybody I need to. Well, that was... I don't know. I did learn more of the founding of Curacao. And that illustration from the manuscript, the Mithraeum, it was like that one in the mine. Is it part of the history of the Abbey of Tassing? It must be written down somewhere. If only the library hadn't burned down with everything in it. The ruins are right there. Maybe not everything was destroyed. That's right, I was gonna go explore the ruins of the Abbey. I say right after the game tells me that. My God, this is amazing. I wonder what it must have looked like before the fire. Everything collapsed in the fire. I'll have to be careful climbing over this rubble to get past. I think the camera's picking up my desk a little bit. It keeps popping in and out over to... What is that? Oh, is it my writing desk? I think it's my writing desk. Oh shit! Oh no, I can't get back up there. If I climb, it might collapse further. I'll have to find another way out. There's nothing left of the old staircase. I guess I can't go this way. These vines go all the way to the top, though. They look sturdy enough to hold my weight. That's something, I mean, I've never tried climbing vines in real life, but I've never really encountered vines that I'd trust with my weight. Like, that's always felt like a weird thing to me. I mean, I guess I did some, like, deforestation or whatever, taking care of some pretty thick vines that had grown around, like, an old oak tree. And, like, those were... I mean, some of them were almost as big around as my forearm. So I guess I can see it. I've just never witnessed those, like, climbing or like going up a wall or whatever, where I went, oh yeah, I bet I could do that and not die. Well, there's no other way out. In my head, it's a very video gamey thing. I can see all of Tassing from here. I wonder if I can piece together the foundations of the Abbey and find a way to get to the library. I bet I could get down this way. The roof looks pretty stable. It's a little nicer in my office. Oh, did I? Okay, so I just in out. It's a little nicer in my office today than usual, so maybe it'll be easier for me to stick around a little longer. Though I am tempted to use this evening. Hey, I've got some like house stuff to do. Howard's a little sick, so I still have to clean up some of his bedding that I found vomit on recently. And then also, I have I've been reading a book that I kind of want to finish tonight, even though I'm not really enjoying it that much. Maybe if more people pop on later, I'll talk about it a little bit. Oh God, I remember when the library burned down. Dad told me I was just a baby, but I remember the flames coming out of the windows. So many people were screaming and running around. I cried myself to sleep that night. I haven't seen this place since then. It doesn't look like there's anything left inside. I suppose it was too much to hope for. Well, Magdalene, how are you going to get out of here? Another thing I did is I ordered proxies for the first time in my life, and I got some of them, and I'm pretty happy with them. They let me build a deck that there was no way in hell, a magic deck, there's no way in hell that I was going to spend the money to build actually, which is really cool, but then playing it off against some of my other decks, it's just too good against a lot of them. So I'm glad I didn't spend real money on it, because I don't know how much fun it will actually be to play off against some other ones. If I had more consistent removal in some of my decks, then it might be more fun, but as is, I mean, it's got a playset of Shieldred Whispering One in it, which is the thing I didn't want to spend money on, and the thing that makes it unfun. And like, if you've got decent removal, she's not the end of the world, but I realized that not a lot of my decks have that decent removal. Some of them do, but not all of them. These roses seem to have made the Abbey their home. I'm glad something beautiful is still growing here. I also bought my first ever booster box. I'm hosting a draft on Saturday. I'm excited about that. Let's see. Yeah, I really like the new set. I've pulled a lot of good cards. One of the cards dropped like crazy in value after I opened it, which is disappointing. But at least one other one has retained like a pretty high fucking value, and I haven't really decided what I'm going to do with it yet. It's an angel that is worth about $80, and I'd love to get $80 for it, but that requires either selling it to an individual or like putting it on eBay or something like that. 'Cause selling it to a shop or a card reseller, I'm not going to get anywhere near that. But these roses seem to have made the Abbey their home. I'm glad something... Oh, that's the same dialogue. Okay, so I can go up there. Yeah, I guess that's the way to go. There's a rabbit over there. Yeah, I've been looking at a bunch of my other magic decks that I've deck lists for too. Like, I want to build a stupid spaceship deck, which I think I can trade for or open everything I need for it, or almost everything. But I really want to try teaching Alex Magic again, because I think they would enjoy the deck building part of it, but not the collecting part of it. So I think they would enjoy drafts, but in order to enjoy a draft, you need to generally know what's going on. And I have a deck, a rat deck, that they love rats. Like, that's sort of their thing. They played with it once, long time ago. It's better now. But I have some other deck ideas that I think they would like, that maybe at some point I'd like to build. I put together a deck list for a fungus deck that I think is okay, but they like mushrooms a lot. Fungus deck last night and this morning, and then I thought there was another one, but there's also a rabbit deck, which, if they liked Magic more, I'd I think, a pretty cool gift idea for them. Um, Making that rabbit deck and like making a bunch of rabbit tokens with Gigi on them, our rabbit. Uh, I might do that anyway, just because like I would love those rabbit tokens. Um, but yeah, if I can convince them to play with me a little bit, then that might be the push I need once I start making money again to try to build that deck. Because I don't think it would be that expensive compared to some of the other deck lists that I've made. I also need to finish my commander deck though, which does involve finishing the proxies I was making, which I just need to give myself the time to do it. Maybe I'll do some of that tonight. I wonder if there was always this many cats at the Abbey. Maybe I'll stream that. Maybe I'll do that later tonight. Perhaps I can ask Voislav what he remembers during his time here. Meow. This place is a mess. How sad. Oh, an old mural. It's worn, but I can still see some of the figures. A dance of death? What? These figures look new. The paint can't be more than a few years old. Someone's been adding to this. Let's see. Can't quite tell what this one is. This one over here, that looks like the old abbot with like a goat behind it. Is this the dead duke or is that the dead duke? Oh, and this is Martin with the two faces. And then that's Andreas. Not sure what that is. This feels wrong. This feels wrong. Who would add new figures to the Dance of Death, and why? Oh, this is, whatever his name is that had part of the Rat House drop on him. Yeah. These look like people from the town, from here. People who died. That must be the Baron, and that's Otto. Baron, Otto. Wait, is that... Someone's here. Hello? Who are you? Oh. The door. Whoever was watching me must have opened it. I don't like this. I think I've seen everything left of the Abbey. I want to get out of here. Snowing already? The almanac said it shouldn't start for another week at least. I think we're in for a hard winter. I should get back to the rat house and get to work. Excuse me. I watched an interesting documentary series on HBO, and I thought it was longer. I wish it was longer. It was only 3 episodes. But it was called The Mortician, and it was about David Sconce, who was a mortician in the late 80s, who got in a bunch of trouble for a bunch of stuff. Mostly burning multiple bodies at the same time in like the same oven, but also like organ harvesting and maybe murder and maybe like intimidation. Um, and like they had interviews with him, and he doesn't give a shit. Totally remorseless. He also, oh, what was I saying? Oh yeah, it was like an Al Capone thing where like he got off on all the major stuff that he was charged with, but then he couldn't stop himself from doing crimes, and they ended up finally throwing him in jail for like 30 years when he stole a gun, because as a felon he wasn't allowed to own a gun, so he stole one, and they managed to put him away for 30 years. Okay. Rat house, rat house. The rat house is the biggest building in Tassing. Baltus's clock took ages to build in place. Oh, surprised we haven't had a spam bot yet. Usually we get one that comes in relatively early. Work on mural. Alright, sound warning. I'm gonna open a can here. Oh yeah, that peaked the mic. Good evening, Magdalene. Good evening, Dr. Stoltz. I see you're progressing on the town mural. You've made rapid progress. Well, I've rigged the scaffolding sheets so that enough air can flow through. That way the layers dry quickly. I see. That's quite clever. Now then, the council has asked to hear about your progress. I've been researching the early Christian history of Tassing after the Romans left. Learning how people settled in the ruins, how the abbey was founded, and why our saints are so important to us. It was a lot to take in, but I've settled on my subject. And what have you chosen, may I ask? I want to show history how it happened. I'll paint Lady Kearsau founding the abbey from the old Bergfried. That might rub some people in town the wrong way. The saints are a core part of Tassing's history, after all. But be careful in how you choose to paint such a piece. Our Lord is a staunch Catholic. One could interpret the absence of the saints as, well, Lutheran. Clearly that's not what I'm intending. It may not be so clear to our Lord. It may reflect poorly on Tassing. Remember, these murals are for all of us. Just let me do my job, Doctor. Humph. After this section, there's still so much work to do. I haven't even figured out how I'm going to portray the revolt. Ah, yes. I imagine it poses difficulties that the other murals do not. It is a strange thing to tell a story that still lives in the hearts of so many people here. I don't think anyone wants to talk about it. They've all just locked it away. It sounds like you have your work cut out for you. I'll leave you to it, then. Oh, Dr. Stoltz. Yes? Have you seen someone lurking around the Abbey? Or heard about it? I haven't been up to the Abbey in years, and no, I haven't heard of anything like that. Why? I've seen someone following me a few times. I'm sorry to hear that. Didn't you run into that odious woodsman, Holla Brandt, not long ago? Yes, but I don't think it's the same person. Well, if you have concerns, you should ask one of the boys to escort you when you're out. There's no need to risk your safety. You're right. Good night, Dr. Stoltz. Good night, Magdalene. Tick tock, tick tock. Now I only have the final part of the mural to finish. How should I paint the revolt? Real illuminated medieval manuscripts for cheap. Click here to find out more. Okay, good. There's our spam bot. Let me just ban bolts from the channel. Dad always talked about how the Archdeacon was the only one seeking. Wait, Archdeacon was the only one seeking justice in those days. But what was his name? The only name I can remember is the name of the Archdeacon who came to Tassing when the Baron was killed. Jacob Essler. Maybe he wrote an account of the revolt as an Archdeacon. I'll write to him and ask. And of course I need to write back to Esther too. I'll write to them tonight, before bed. Oh, excuse me. Oh, there's a little note here. How did this get here? Stop. This is just like the note Dad found. Are they trying to scare me? And if I don't stop, are they going to try to kill me next? I need to ask Dad about this. It can't be a coincidence. But he's been so weak. I don't want to upset him. I just need to wait for the right time. I hope there is a right time. Oh, right. Alright, where to begin? I'll write to the Archdeacon, Jacob Essler, and see if he can tell me about the revolt. I'll write a letter to Esther, too. I hope the courier can make it through the passes before winter, and doesn't mix up Esther and Essler. Jacob Essler, formerly Archdeacon of Friesing. My name is Magdalene Druckeren. I'm an artist in the town of Tassing in Upper Bavaria. I believe you passed through our community when you investigated Baron Rothvogel's murder at Kersau Abbey in 1518. Do you remember anything about that case that the people in Tassing might not remember? Do you have any reason to doubt the conclusion of the case? I mean no disrespect, I only ask in case it might help us understand our recent past. Thank you for any help you can give. Magdalene Druckeren. Very short message. Dearest Esther, I hope you are well. You must know how tremendously happy I am for you and Simond. And Alicia too, of course, and your parents. It warms my heart to know that your family is doing so well. By the time this letter reaches you, I expect winter will have enfolded Tassing. It's already freezing at night, so I've reorganized the workshop so that the inks don't deteriorate. Do you have any worry about that in Prague? You've said it snows, but I always imagined it was warmer in winter. Dad is doing poorly, but at least he seems comfortable. He's sleeping more, but Dr. Stoltz says that's a consequence of the colder weather. I do what I can for him, but this winter has been hard. I've asked Agnes for help, but there's only so much she and Dr. Stoltz can do. He's not going to make it, and there's nothing I can do. Nothing I can do? It's weird ending two sentences in a row with the same word. Christ, I'm scared, Esther. The mural is progressing well, but I can't shake the feeling that someone is following me. I keep seeing this figure around town. After I explored the mines to see Tassing's early history, and then again in the Abbey ruins. Oh boy. Whoever it is, I'm sure it's not anyone from Tassing. But what do they want with me? It's the strangest thing. Given me a fright a few times already. And I found a strange note left on my bed, matching one I found by my dad after the attack. They both only read the word stop. Read the word stop. Read the word? Even contextually, I'm not sure which one that is. Like a warning. But stop what? The mural? I can't stop that now. What if the person following me is the one writing them? Why? What do they want? But I don't mean to worry you. Nothing's happened to me yet, so I think I'll be safe. The only good news I can share at the moment is that the mural is almost finished. I should have it completed by Christmas, or soon after, before the new year at least. I'll send a Polaroid when I'm finished. Then perhaps at long last I shall be able to visit you and meet this Simmond. Anyway, I fear this will be my last letter of the year. The Reich post has already been late, and reported worsening snows through the passes. We seem to be stepping into a harsh winter. Stay warm and give my regards to your family and Simmond. Yours always, Magda. Okay, bedtime. My compulsive magic behaviors have been rearing their head lately, and I can't go anywhere without finding cards that I just left somewhere. Mostly it's lands, because I managed to get the rest of them organized. But Mistress Druckeren, only one letter for you today? Or only one letter for you today. It's not a question. The pass is nigh impossible to traverse, and the heavy snow is hard on the horse, and me. Anyway, happy Advent, my dear. I could send another letter right now. Presumably he's going across the pass, unless he just lives here. Thank you. The same to you. Ah, a reply from Jacob Estler. Mistress Druckeren, I do recall the Rothvogel case, though it has been over a decade since I have served as an archdeacon. I am no longer associated with the office of the Prince Bishop. In fact, I am no longer associated with the Catholic Church. If you do not mind conversing with a Lutheran, I will tell you what I remember. I take no offense at your question regarding potential doubts in the case of the Baron's murder. To stand in judgment of others for so many years naturally invites doubt. As with our faith, we must learn to live with these doubts and persevere in spite of them. Even so, it seems that the more relevant question after so many years is if the architect of the murder is still at large. I recall that the artist who testified, Andreas Mahler, believed someone was manipulating the would-be killers. If this is the case, a serpent has lain coiled in the bosom of your community for decades. It may lay there still. Oh, there we go. There's the Streamboo spam bot. What causes this serpent to awaken every few years to stage a new killing? I fear that finding the answer to that question may draw you into its reach. However, if you are determined to find the source of the trouble, I believe you must inquire with your neighbors. I urge caution in your investigation into this matter. If the serpent merely sleeps, it may be dangerous to poke into its old resting places. I hope this has been of some help to you. May God bless and keep you safe. Jacob Estler. No reply from Esther this time. It must have been delayed due to the heavy snow. The postman said I won't receive any more letters until spring. I'd better go back to the rat house then. Still more work to be done. Tick-tock, tick-tock. Uh-oh. It's December. done before Christmas my ass. Good afternoon, Dad. I finally caught up on the mural, and now I can start the final part today. I promise I'll get it done. Magdalene, I'm proud of you. Thanks, Dad. I'm sorry Dr. Stoltz said you can't come to the festivities tonight. I know how much you love the Perchtenlauf. Excuse me. A Germanic folk ritual celebrated around Christmas time in which townsfolk dress as Perchten and drive evil spirits from the town to protect it in the coming new year. There's always next year. Right. How are you feeling? Dr. Stoltz said he would come by again today. Fine. I'm fine. Maybe I should stay home with you today. No, Magdalene. If you want to work, you should work. It's all right. In fact, my spirits are lifted today. It's Christmas Eve, after all. Of course. What's wrong? Dad, I found a note back in November. A note? What do you mean? It was like a note I found in your plans for the murals. Just a scrap of parchment. It looked like it came out of an old manuscript. Elaborate writing, purple ink. It just said, stop. Do you know where they came from? Who wrote them? Magdalene. Oh, God, that must be Otts. He said he'd drop by with more firewood. If you know something, I'd like you to tell me, all right? I know, I will. Can we talk about it later? There will be no later. Dad. I'll tell you. I promise. All right. I'll be back later. Good. Take care of yourself out there. Morning, Magdalene. Morning. I told you the almanac was right, didn't I? The moon forecasted a cold winter this year. Fine, you were right. It's a good thing you paid attention to it too. Saved me a lot of trouble finishing work early. Anyway, here, I brought some firewood for you and your dad. I could have managed. Better not to, though. So, how's your dad? You think he can join everyone for Christmas Mass? I think he'll stay in bed tonight. I'll do my best to be there. I need to keep working on the mural, though. I'm working on the final section. About the Peasants' Revolt, right? It feels weird to talk about it. It affected Tassing so much, but we were just kids. I can't remember what happened since I was just a baby. I never even knew my dad. That's what makes it difficult. I need to ask those who are already adults that night, but don't want to touch raw nerves. What if you spoke to people while everyone was preparing for the Christmas festivities? Wow, something's in my throat. Clara sometimes talks about that night. Mom, too. You might be able to ask them. Wojslav and Matilda are the only two Benedictines left in Tassing. Maybe they'll talk to me. Huh. I didn't think of that. Still, the mural's for Tassing, not the old abbey. Agnes has always been in Tassing, right? I'd go to her if I were you. Dad said she helped bury everyone who died that night. I wonder if she'd talk about it. It's your project, Magdalene. Might be worth a try. I wrote to the old archdeacon about it, too. He thinks that the Baron's murder and Otto's death are connected to the revolt. The who? The man who came Oh, this is an option. The old... never mind. I'll figure it out somehow. Thanks for the wood. See you later, Megs. Otz is right. I should start talking to people around town. I'd better get started if I want to talk to everyone here before the Perktenlauf. Alright. I don't remember who Agnes is, so I need to go to Otz's house. But I also need to talk to Agnes. Let's see. And I need to go to the Abbey, but you should you should beat Otz to death with a rock. Yeah, that's the secret ending. Where the hell is Agnes? I don't even see her listed along the side here. Yeah, this is alphabetical. I guess I'll just wander around. That's not very helpful. That someone I actually need to talk to for the main mission is not in my my journal of important people. Okay, I don't remember where Otz's house is. I don't. Is it over here? I don't remember his last name. Nobody's home. Hello, Magdalene. I would have thought you'd be working on the mural today. What brings you here? I would like to sit with you and ask how you remember the rebellion so that I can paint it, if that's all right. Ah, that was a sad time. If it will help you memorialize those we lost in the revolt, yes. I'll answer a few questions. I don't mind. I was a little older than you, so I probably remember more, Magdalene. Of course, Magdalene. We'll tell you all you want to know. I've been looking forward to seeing the mural for some months. Come now. Sit with us. Now that you're all settled, what did you want to know? Did the revolt have anything to do with the other murder that happened in Tassing? Oh, the murder of the Baron, you mean? No, not really. I only remember that Andreas attempted to be a peacekeeper in both situations. I suppose that's when things started to go poorly. Yes, after Prior Ferenc was discovered as a witch, people weren't as willing to trust the Abbey anymore. Then the abbot became more severe. He didn't like that the prior's death rattled his control of Tassing. Oh, the image that I couldn't identify, that wasn't the abbot, that was Ferenc with the devil behind him. I still think that the old prior cursed the town. That's when crops started failing. I didn't know about any of that, but his taxes and restrictions and his attitude towards us became harsher after that. It was all we could do to live by them, but it eventually became too much. Even with all the restrictions, was the revolt really justified? I keep hearing conflicting stories about how it began. I I thought the peasants stormed the abbey unprovoked and the Landesknechts had to be called in. That's not how it happened. He wasn't there at all, was he? He's just some well-to-do noble who hates the idea of peasants having anything. Now, Ursula, let's not be unchristian in the matter. There were so many other revolts going on at the time, and Kiersau was not an uninfluential abbey. Sin abounded on all sides, and I won't deny that many mistakes were made that night, but we did everything we could to keep things from getting violent. But the Lord had other plans. Lord with a capital L. I remember how sick and hungry I was all the time. Grandpa kept saying it hadn't always been like that. All was fine until Martin killed Otto in revenge over some petty dispute. Well, my husband wouldn't let that rest. We all wanted justice. When that soldier arrived and threatened us, all the townsfolk pulled away, except for you and Ulrich, Gret. No, Clara, I'm afraid even I was intimidated, and begged Ulrich to leave the matter be. My husband alone stood with the peasants. Could the revolt have succeeded if the townsfolk didn't pull away? I still think so. Most of the other townsfolk see the revolt's failures as proof that it was doomed from the start. Truly, if the entire town banded together, we likely could have succeeded without violence at all. But then we were so starved and wanted justice so much, Peter truly thought success was possible. There was still some discussion. Ulrich and Andreas wanted peace. Then that fucking Miller protected that bastard. He always hated us. Thought he was better than us. Ursula, language. What, Mom? It's true. Leonard even shot Ulrich out of nowhere. It was unprovoked? Yes. Leonard always did hate the rest of the townsfolk, and he would take advantage of anyone he could. My husband sought peace to the last. He was a martyr to us. I think the miller shot Ulrich to retaliate, but after that, Peter couldn't be stopped. We'd lost too much. The burning of the abbey was a grim night, and the soldiers coming in. Our menfolk fought to protect us, to protect Tassing, and many died in that fight. But we got rid of the abbot and all the monks at least. Yes, and that is some comfort, if only a little. Are there any heroes of Tassing I should memorialize? Dad, definitely. Peter always wanted the best for Tassing, even if he acted rashly by setting fire to the abbey. I hope you can portray him in the best light, Magdalene. I'd rather not talk about that night anymore. I hope we provided enough insight for your work. You did, thank you. I'll let you get back to work. Thank you, Magdalene. I'm certain the mural will be beautiful. Gotta find Agnes, whoever the hell that is. Agnes isn't the old lady, is she? She's gotta be dead by now. She was hanging out in the church, so I guess I could go check on that. Yeah, this is Ulrich's house. Only dudes live up that way. Oh, there's Agnes. Hello, Magdalene. How is the mural going? I hope my husband hasn't been bothering you about it too much. Has he said anything to you about it? Mainly, he's relieved that they don't need to make a decision about the matter anymore. He runs the farm just fine, but being on the council has made him think he has a say in everything going on in Tassing. Town business is all he talks about these days. Those men are a bad influence on each other, if you ask me. Now they're chattering on about a yearly check of the hinges on every door in town. Hinges? Who gives a damn if the hinges on the front door creak? To be fair, if your hinges creak, the door's integrity is at stake. Yes, well, I don't need to check every door in my house every year like it's a feast day. If there's a creaky hinge, I'll hear it. Anyway, I think it's good for you to be working on the mural. I wish Artemis and Apollo would take interest in something like that. Speaking of, have you seen them around anywhere? I asked them to look after the chickens, but they disappeared. They're catching frogs in the forest for some reason. That's not true. I just saw them in their house. Those two. What do they even need frogs for anyway? They were catching frogs months ago. That's... Father Thomas says they're only so much trouble because I named them after Greek gods. He says those names have power, but I still like them. Besides, Apollo and Artemis were gods of virtues. If anything, they should be more well-behaved. Artemis was the god of nature, and Apollo was the god of music. Maybe the twins have hidden talents. Are you suggesting I appeal to the Greek gods like patron saints? Why not? If Father Thomas thinks names are so powerful, maybe this will help. How inspired. Maybe I will. And we'll get them all in line for a while. Anyway, I'd better go find those rascals. Good luck on the mural, Magdalene. Thanks, Veronica. Until later. Magdalene Druckerin, I didn't expect to see you today. How is your father? He's not well, honestly. Oh no, I'm so sorry. He'll be in our prayers tonight. Ours as well. Now then, is there something we can help you with, dear? Agnes, you're old. You remember things that happened in this town, right? Yes, I suppose I do. What are you getting at, Magdalene? If it isn't too much trouble, I'd like you all to recount what you remember of the revolt. I'm nearly done with the mural, but I need more details. I was so young, I don't remember much of that night. Oh, for that project of yours in the rat house. I'm afraid I won't have much good to say about the matter, but all right. Come, sit down, Magdalene. Don't worry about helping with the wreaths. It took me years to get the technique up to Mom's expectations, so you're better off not helping. Ha! You always did fine, Brigitte. So, Magdalene, what do you need to know to finish the mural? I was hoping to ask you more about the revolt. All I can remember was the flames when the abbey burned. What part of the revolt? The abbot starving us out of house and home? Otto's murder? I doubt that would be good. That would be a good painting. I thought the I thought there was an attempt to talk to the abbot. There was, until Otto was killed. After that, the monks shut themselves up in the abbey library. Meanwhile, that bastard abbot only ever cared for how many pennies he could get from us. Brigitte, don't forget to twist the ends in. Can't have it looking like a Christmas hedgehog. I'm getting there, Mom. I've looked after craft on my own for this long. I think I can manage this. Yes, well, with both our husbands gone, we just have to look out for each other. Oh, Stony, or whatever his name was, died. Let an old woman have her worries, after what that bastard did. You mean Master Mailer? Dad said that none of this was his fault. Not his fault? Not only did he intervene into Tassing's affairs once, but to stick his nose in again. I could understand it the first time. He wanted to save that old monk. I dare say he saw the man as a father figure. And it was proven the prior was a witch, so I suppose he did some good for Tassing then. I think Voislav might be the only person left in Tassing who even remembers the old prior. Oh yeah, where's Voislav? He's in town somewhere. That's when the trouble started. I say, I'd thought we'd never see that Mailer again. But to come back and accuse your husband, Brigitte, when we all knew the abbot was the one at fault. Oh, stop it. It's all right, Brigitte. I want to hear everything. It was an outrage then and still is. That bastard artist went and stirred up a mob after your husband. He got Martin killed. After he'd reformed and all. Otto had coerced Martin into supporting the revolt. The revolt too. Then Andreas claimed he was an impostor of Martin. Oh, God forgive me, but he deserved to burn in that fire. Mom, stop. That was nearly 20 years ago. Dad always said the townsfolk didn't stand with the peasants as long as they should have. Well, I won't begrudge Klaus's opinion, even if he's wrong. A shame it had to happen at all, I think. I knew the revolt was a bad idea from the start. Old Voislav would be the only one to know what happened inside the old church now, before the fire. Where is Voislav? I don't know where he hangs out. Some like to say things were always this bad, that violence was the only way. But it wasn't. Life got worse over the years. It wasn't like this when I was a child. Not my grandparents' time either. Sure, the abbot was pinching the townsfolk and the peasants were suffering, but to go against the church... But like you said, things weren't always so bad. We fought to make things right. Well, the revolt didn't totally fail, did it? The abbot and the monks have left. The abbey may be gone, but Tassing has only traded one lord for another. The peasants were so angry over the abbot's perceived injustices, they thought they could make it right with even more injustice. Then the abbey caught fire and everyone ran. But by then the soldiers had arrived to stop them all. That soldier even warned Peter, but nothing would stop him besides steel. So, nothing got better? At all? No, not as I see it. The Lord is just as severe as the abbot was, and threatens force at every turn. That's life. You can struggle and die to accomplish something, and nothing changes. The dead are luckier. They died believing they changed something. We're stuck with the harsh reality. This is all this is all you've known, Magdalene. You've grown used to it. We all have. Thank you for sharing your story with me. It's important to share our suffering with the younger generations. Maybe they can change something. Good luck on the mural, Magdalene. Good luck, Magdalene. I don't eat. Andreas Mailer ate. I don't eat. Let's see. People. Voislav. Really? Voicelab also is not in my fucking journal. What the fuck? Let's see if he's hanging out at the church. No. Mary, Mother of Jesus. Her painting has been here as long as I can remember. Alright, let's check the inn. It seems like a place for a monk to hang out. Oh, who are all these people? Well, if it isn't Magdalene. Or if it isn't Magdalene? That's me. Ah, good. I've seen you around and heard your name mentioned. I apologize for not introducing myself sooner. I am Alexander. This is my partner, Kazimierz. We are musicians by trade, travelers by necessity. The weather trapped us on our way back to Würzburg for our Christmas celebration. Love me some Würzburg. I had hoped to win the Meistersinger competition there, but alas, we are trapped here until the pass is clear. Meistersinger, members of a guild for lyric poets, composers, and singers of unaccompanied art songs. Meistersingers perform in regular competitions often held at a rat house or church. How are you finding Tassing? Everyone has been quite kind, and no one has thrown anything at me for my music. Considering the circumstances, I'm counting that as a success. I have to admit I was quite upset that I had missed my opportunity to sing at the Meistersinger competition. He practiced so much for it. Yes, it's hard not to view the last year as a waste. You can try again next Christmas, can't you? Of course. Though the older I get, the less comfort I take in the possibilities of the future. Mood. Missed opportunities sting more with each passing year. Well, you have an audience here, the people of Tassing. And perform for them I will. I love performing for people wherever I go. When I sing for people, I want to move them. I want to see it on their faces. It's only in that moment that I can connect with them. That's the only truth I know. Meistersinger judges will rate me as they will, but that's not why I want to perform for them. I want to move the masters the way they moved me. Does that make sense? I suppose I make art for my own satisfaction. But certainly if travelers didn't enjoy the art your father prints, they wouldn't buy it. Maybe they buy it for the words, in spite of the art. I think you're being modest, and maybe you are just making the art that you want. Still, we can't help but be influenced by how we are trained, how we were raised, how we were praised. Consciously or unconsciously, we're all shaped by those who came before and those who surround us. I'm sorry, just feeling a bit melancholy, I suppose. It's the long nights. I suppose you're right. All that darkness. Perhaps the Christmas feast will lift my spirits. Will I see you there? Absolutely. Almost everyone in town should be there. Then I look forward to it. Until then. Oh, there's Voislav. Hello, Magdalene. Hello, Hans. Did you need something? How are you doing? Fine enough. Weather's getting colder. And the family? Healthy and hard-working. Simon's taking care of the winter provisions. He's a good boy. Proud of him. And you know how beautiful and kind-hearted Jutta is. Just like her mother. I don't know how I got so lucky. She's a miracle. She will marry a good man soon, I'm sure. Do you have someone in mind? That young Otz is a good man, I've noticed. I'm not sure about him. His eye seems to wander. He's unmarried, after all. All the same, when Jutta has children one day, they'll be beautiful and kind like their mother. There are worse things to be, I guess. Like odds. I did my best to raise her right, but her best qualities are all Highwig. Give yourself a little credit, Hans. Kinda you to say, Magdalene. I should get back to it. Until later. Until then. Voislav. God bless you, Magdalene. Hello, Voislav. I have an odd question for you. Oh? When I was exploring the Abbey for the mural background, I stumbled upon some stray cats. Were there a lot of cats during your time? Ah. Yes, as a matter of fact, there were. There were always cats around the Abbey, but one summer they started begging for food. Persistent little creatures. Brother Lucas swears he never fed them, but I have my doubts. Well, they seem to have made the Abbey their home now. Oh, good for them. At least someone's making use of that old structure. Thank you for telling me, Magdalene. Be well, Voislav. God bless you and your father, Magdalene. I thought I was supposed to get news about the... Okay, whatever. He likes cats. Hello, Magdalene. We just spoke. Hello, Magdalene. How's the weather? We've been prepping for the feast in here all day. Fresh and brisk, perfect for a walk. Better you than me. I'll stay in here where I can keep my fingers warm. You'd better keep your fingers out of my dough, Master Bauer. I didn't do anything. You've snuck your little fingers into my cookie dough 3 times today. Do it again, and I'll wrap your knuckles with the back of my spoon. Don't anger Mistress Matilda, Simon. Yes, sir. Sorry, Mistress Matilda. We need enough dough to make cookies for the entire town. You can't be eating it all. Anyway, what did you come in for, Magdalene? I was hoping you could tell me what you remember of the revolt. I was too young to remember much of it. No one ever seems to talk about it, and Mistress Matilda and Master Voislav, you two are the only ones left who used to live in the Abbey. The only ones who stayed, anyway. Matilda and I have been friendly enough with the people in town. We put it behind us in time. You can imagine the other brothers had little reason to remain. Poor old Adok's heart gave out that night. It was all too much for him. Rest his soul. I'm not sure what happened to the others. All gone, in any case. Adok. Was Adok the abbot? Adok, brother Adok. Yeah, I don't remember which one Adok was. But the whole thing is a sensitive subject, Magdalene. Why are you asking? I want to portray the event truthfully in the mural, so I'm trying to hear everyone's account of events. For the sake of seeing it portrayed right, I'll tell you what I remember. Wait, Magdalene. Here. Come cut out cookies with me first. That way we don't fall behind while we chat. We'd be grateful for the help. All right, Magdalene. I think I remember this one being hard for me, and I don't remember why. All right, Magdalene. Cut out cookies from the dough and set them aside so Simon can put them on a tray. We'll need a good number in a variety of shapes, so don't hesitate to change which cutter you use. We have to have enough for the whole town, after all. Okay. Oh. Oops. Just cutting this as chaotically as possible. Man, I haven't made cookies myself from a sheet like this in years. I like doing that. I should do that again. I like doing that more than eating cookies. I'm not a big sweets guy. Okay, so is there a limit? Is there like a quota I need to meet? Did I not do it? Are you done? These look wonderful, thank you. You can make more if you want, but it looks like we have enough. I think that's good for now. Thanks for helping, Magdalene. We'd better keep going if we're going to have everything ready by the procession tonight. So what can we tell you, Mags? I heard the Landesknechts came into town before the revolt and warned everyone to leave the abbey alone. Why didn't anybody listen? They were trained soldiers and they killed so many people. Oh, some people did. Your father, for one. He left the peasants' cause after that. He's never forgiven himself for that. That's why I'm making a mural. That won't bring any of them back, though, will it? Enough, Jutta. It's not Magdalene or Klaus's fault the revolt turned out so poorly. There were some people who wanted to talk. Master Mailer worked hard to keep the peace, but after Otto was killed... Ah, Andreas. A shame how he died. We at the monastery were fond of him. Funny, Agnes hates him for what she called meddling. A shame that she's held on to such anger and resentment for so long. She'll die with that anger at this rate. Yes, Andres did a lot of good for Tassing, and Kirsau too. Even if the old abbot failed to admit that. He even revealed the corruption in our own midst. The old Prior Ferenc had been doing witchcraft in the church. I still grieve that he died in the abbey fire. I know your father does too, Magdalene. Would it have been best to leave the matter alone? No, not then. We couldn't even collect in the forest without a fee. Dad kept saying we couldn't live with higher and higher taxes. The night Otto died, the abbot was trying to excommunicate everyone for celebrating St. John's Eve. A lot of people thought that the abbot killed him in revenge. Turns out it was that Jobst fellow. He was impersonating Martin. Had no idea until Andreas told us that night. Still, after Otto and Ulrich, that was too much. We burned the mill with both bastards inside. The abbot promised to help if Andreas found the person who killed Otto. All we wanted was to talk.
But didn't you say that you just burned down the mill?
Yes, but only to protect ourselves. Lennart and Jobst were both murderers. It was too much for Peter. Lennart was one thing. He'd just killed Ulrich. But to burn the abbey... What with the Landesknecht saw the fire, they thought that they had another revolt on their hands. Even Father Gernot couldn't stop them. We all fled. Brother Florian saved as many as he could, but... Okay, so Gernot was the abbot. Who the fuck was Adok? I don't know. Peter was wrong to burn the abbey, but what the soldiers did, that was awful. I thought the knights were supposed to protect people, like in Parzival. Rarely does real life match the heroism of stories, Magdalene. Dad died protecting me, stabbed in the chest. I don't even remember what he was wearing, but I remember how dark the blood was when we found him. Almost black and sticky, like treacle. Dad socked one of the soldiers in the face, but another was right there, and... Magdalene, can we stop talking about this? Of course, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to upset anyone. Thanks, Magdalene. It's hard to discuss something sometimes, you know. Good luck. We'll see you at the procession later. Until then. Tick-tock, tick-tock. Time to go to the commons for the Perchtenlauf. Christ, it's too damn cold. Oh, good. You made it, Meg. Oh, good, you made it, Magda. I was getting worried. You would miss the procession. Truth be told, I'd rather be inside by the fire. The procession shouldn't take long, and we'll have a feast after this. I heard you helped make some of the cookies, too. Shh, it's starting. Oh, Artemis looks so lovely. I'd love to be the bright saint one year, leading off all the demons into the woods. That's the only type of boys that'll follow you, Artemis. Apollo, stop that. Sorry, Mom. Christina, see the Perchten? Named after the Germanic goddess Perchta. Perchten are supernatural creatures similar to devils who follow Perchta in the wild hunt. So scary. I don't like it. Shh, Andreas, you're all right. They're only costumes. Big masks that our neighbors are wearing, remember? It's so cold. Magdalene, would you want to be the bright saint or one of the Perchten? Oh, a Perchten. They're so spooky. I think the masks would get stuffy, but it would be fun to take any part. You'll get your chance, don't worry. Testing's done the Perchtenlauf as long as I can remember. Everyone in town's been a part of the procession before. Well, except for young ones yet. The hair on my neck is standing up again. At the Perchten giving you the shivers too? That's why we're driving them away, you know. As beautiful as ever. As goddamn long as ever. Well, at least we're going to eat after this. Oh, hey, Megs. Whatever. Megs, you made it. I was worried for a minute you'd skip out on the fun. Merry Christmas, Megs. You're such a lightweight, Otts. I'm not interested in someone who can't hold their liquor. Christ, lay off, Mags. It's Christmas. Besides, it's not my fault I'm not as large as Big Yorg. The man's already had 3. Alexander and Kaz look like they're going to play something, too. Did you forget Casimir's name? Or are you giving everyone nicknames tonight? That's a secret, Mags. Come on, let's go get some food. Go to odds and a dying of alcohol poisoning. Hey! Everyone listen up. Jorg would like to speak. Yeah. Thank you, Veronica. On behalf of the town council, I wanted to thank everyone for coming tonight. Listen intently. This year has been tough on all of us. We've had more snowfall than anyone can remember, and the early frost gave us a small harvest. Folk haven't come through the pass as often. Nico, you've been short of customers, and we've all missed the trade. Alexander and Casimirs, you've been kept from your journey. Gnazio, the snow has kept you from returning home. And I know we've all felt the lack of Klaus in town as he's been bedridden these past few months. Who the fuck is Gnazio? And yet, the Lord has blessed us with each other, cheerful guests, and good company. Cheers. Amen. Thanks be to God. God bless. Even though the season has been rough, God knows we have a lot to celebrate this Christmas. Oh, is this guy Gnazio? I guess I just didn't run into him. Andrus, you've made tools we couldn't have gone without. Just practicing my trade. Dr. Stoltz, you've kept us all in good humors. A proof of my experience, Jorg, in such cruel weather. I thought this was from the town council, not to it. It's Werner. He can't go a day without someone puffing him up. Magdalene, you've painted the mural for us. I only wish that my father were here to celebrate its close completion with you all. As do we all. Alexander and Casimirs, you've spread good cheer in the early winter nights. Our pleasure, truly. And especially tonight, I think we should thank Baltus for making such a wonderful beer for us all to enjoy. Casimirs doesn't speak, and he's not the one holding the instrument. What does he do in this musical duo? Huzzah! Hooray for Baltus! God bless! You're here! No, please. Glausio helped tremendously. It's thanks to him, really. Yeah, I think I missed out on a conversation thread. Oh, well, grazie. And thanks to our Lord who has so graciously provided for this feast. Yeah, Lord protect him. Thanks for man's deep pockets. Cheers to him. Casimirs and I shall play later in the evening, so please come to us with songs, if you have one in mind. Sing the shepherds and the mistress. Let's have a dance. Cheers. Oh, well, that's it, everyone. And if I may, Jorg, I'd like to bless this great feast our Lord has provided for us. Of course, Father. Today we have come together to celebrate the birth of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. And just as our Lord has provided for us with this meal, so too did Christ provide us with the bread of life. So please join with me in prayer. Bless us, O Lord, and these thy gifts which we are about to receive. through Christ our Lord. Amen. Amen. A lot of other amens as well. Now, please, everyone, I know Baltus made a fine beer, but remember that temperance is a virtue. Celebrate the Christ child as though his manger were here with us. Wasn't the whole point that there wasn't any room in the inns? He's really reaching this year, isn't he? Merry Christmas, everyone! Finally, let's eat. There goes Father Thomas to kill someone. Oh, excuse me. Alright, I'm gonna go talk to this weirdo up here. Merry Christmas, Magdalene. A festive Christmas to you, my dear lady. Merry Christmas to you all. How are you enjoying the feast? What a stirring speech by that big York. His wonderful voice is just perfect for speeches. I don't think he likes giving speeches. A shame. We were just discussing the history of Christmas, Magdalene. It's most interesting. Oh, do continue. I'm eager to learn more. It is a most sacred season. Without Jesus, how could we be brought out of sin? As Malachi said, Jesus is the Son of Righteousness, a symbol for the dawn of a new era. Ah, the sun. The Romans also celebrated the sun god, Sol Invictus, right around this time of year. Emperor Aurelian ever founded an imperial cult in which Sol played a prominent role in their Mithraic mysteries. Sol Invictus, I don't remember where, but I was listening to somebody talk, it was probably in a podcast or something, somebody talk about Sol Invictus and how, I forget what culture it's from, but that was one of the like stolen Roman gods where they just took it from another culture and inserted it. And it filled a space that was already kind of filled by other gods, and so it was kind of like an underground sect until Aurelian was like, nope, this is actually the official main god of our pantheon now. Oh, that's right. There were festivals to celebrate the birthday of Sol in Rome. The birth of the sun? It's nonsense. Jesus is not some sort of a pagan sun god. As St. Augustine said, it is the most fitting time to celebrate the nativity of Christ. Reminds me of one of my favorite Star Trek episodes where... Oh, I'm gonning it. It's one of the many episodes where they go to a planet and they're like, whoops, I guess it's just Earth in the past. And they go there and it's like 20th century technology, and they are televising gladiatorial games. And the Roman Empire essentially never fell. And there are these rebels that are always talking about the sun and worshiping the sun. And the whole time they think it's a sun god. And then at the end they're like, oh, wait, sun, S-O-N. It's Jesus. They're worshiping Jesus. That's peak science fiction. He who bent low and lifted us up chose the shortest day, He who bent low and lifted us up chose the shortest day, yet the one whence light begins to increase. What are your thoughts on the history of Christmas, Baltus? I find the practical matters of it most enlightening. Christmas is the last feast before the cold of deep winter. Our lives are so dependent on the progress of seasons. Cattle are slaughtered to lower the cost of feeding them. We indulge in their sacrificial meat before the months of starvation. And so they keep us alive. Just so. In Genoa, we remember the Roman roots of Christmas, Saturnalia, as it was called, the winter solstice. Many of the traditions and rituals are borrowed from the Romans. Rome may have had the first celebration, but the Arian heresy soon thereafter was a severe misstep. I've heard very little about the Arian heresy. It was a doctrine that stated Jesus, the Son the Son was distinct from God the Father. Arius argued that they are not the same in essence, co-equal and co-eternal. We are fortunate Emperor Constantine put an end to this grievous error. And we are fortunate Charlemagne was crowned on Christmas Day, else its popularity may not have recovered. Ah, you are ever grim. Lighten your mind, Werner. I rather enjoy your Christkindl, the gift bringer. A most joyous idea. Generosity helps strengthen the bonds of a community. Ketchup is for children. Yes, you have it right, Magdalene. Yes, you have it right, Magdalene. Ultimately, however true the various elements of Christmas, it is good because it unites the community. That is why we are here, to feast and be merry, and partake in the most splendid beer that has been brewed. Salutations to you, my friend Baltus. Indeed, it's truly excellent. Well done, Baltus. I admit it is most palatable. Ah, you're all too kind. There is plenty to improve. I don't know what that voice was. Then I will help you hone the formula. How about you, Magdalene? I could help if Baltus so wishes. We shall see when the new year comes. I may need some assistance. Ah, what a profitable company we would be. You intend to stay in Tassing even after the snow has melted? I'm in no rush. The bank can survive for a moment without me. But my friend Baltus here may be less so. I've done very well so far, thank you. It's the season for giving, is it not? Won't you be in trouble for delaying your return even further? Trouble. What does a tiny bit of trouble matter to Ignazio Augustini? Becoming stuck in Tassing is surely an act of God. I cannot control the weather. I am where I am meant to be. Say, Alexander and Casimirs play such delightful songs. Perhaps a dance later? We'll see. Until later, gentlemen. I like the serving boy who just keeps staring into the jug. Happy Christmas, Magdalene. Magdalene, dear. Merry Christmas, Magda. God bless. Merry Christmas, everyone. How are you enjoying the feast? Utterly delightful. A hearty meal, a mug of Baltus's latest brew. Everything a soul could wish for. It's everything your ample belly could wish for. I am as God made me, in his infinite wisdom. I can see you're all in a great mood. Impossible not to be when I look at all the families gathered here tonight. The laughter of children running around, the love that brings a community together. We are blessed. It's certainly better than all the arguing. As long as you have moments such as this to realize that we matter to each other. All that Poul Anderson I've been reading is getting to me. Well said, darling. For the four of us. Now's a drove. Now's a drove. I don't have a drink to toast with. Then toast with your heart. I'm so happy I married you, Andres. The day I was inspired to come find you in Innsbruck was the most important day in my life. Ah, love at last. We know the feeling, don't we, We know the feeling, don't we, Vorslav? The path before us was filled with thorns and thistles, but we endured. Make sure to prepare for that, Magdalene. There will always be some thorns on the path. I'm already quite familiar with it, thank you. Careful, Voislav. Magdalene's the sharpest thorn out of all of us. What's next for you happy couples? Any plans for children? Do you fuck? I fear we've become too old for that. Time will tell with us, I suppose. I'm not so young either. All the things considered, it's best left for God to determine. I'm quite certain it requires some effort from you two as well. What I'd give to be a brazen youth again. Now, Endris, you're lovely just the way you are. Amen. Well, I'll let you return to the celebrations. Stay safe, dear. Make more of this night. Make most of this night. You've earned it. Bless you, Magdalene. Enjoy the feast. God bless you. Enjoying the feast. Can't walk downstairs. Haven't had a drink. That is an ugly, ugly baby right here. Holy shit. Magdalene, you finally came over to say hello. What do you want, Otts? Just saying hello, Mags. Christ. Language, Otts. Yeah. Hello, Magdalene. Happy Christmas, Ava. Till. Magdalene, how good to see you. How is that mural coming along in the rat house? Almost finished with it, I hear. That's right. The last I heard about it, you were still working on the middle section. The history of the saints, right? Yes, Mother Francisca was kind enough to invite me into the convent so I could use the cloister as a reference. I'm sure the interior of the convent is beautiful. The cloister was built in 1234, if I recall correctly. The Lord Kearsau was a generous patron to the Benedictines. It's nice to see the poor Clares taking care of the place. There's a beautiful mural of the abbey's construction in the convent chapel. I made a sketch of it for the rat house. How clever. You know, Otts has been dropping by the rat house so often, I've started to think he wants to be an artist. Maybe you can show him a thing or two. Mom, that's not... I just... Forget it. You'd just be a distraction anyway. I like to work alone. Oh? See, Mom? Well, maybe you should spend more time working on your carpentry, Otts. Anyway, Magdalene, what are you painting on the mural now? I'm working on depicting the revolt, but I think I angered Agnes when I asked her about it. That's right. You're just a few years old. Old then. God, has it been that long? Oh dear, Agnes. Oh, dear old Agnes. The revolt made her bitter, especially after Martin was killed. I think that helping Brigitte with craft has helped her recover, but I'm not surprised she didn't want to talk about the revolt. It took years for Tessing to recover after that night. Thank God we've come a long way since then. Otto would be proud of what the town has accomplished. It's a shame he died without seeing what the town became. It is. I pray that St. Moritz has blessed him in heaven for all the work Otto did in his name. I'm sure that the Lord has made a space for him, Ava. You know, Magdalene, I think he would be especially proud of you for memorializing Tassing in the mural. He would be thrilled to think that you'd become a part of the family. Oh, God, I don't want to marry Otts. I remember thinking the same when I was your age. Marriage seems a shackle when you're so young. You're a capable young woman, Magdalene. Marriage is the next stage in life for you. We'll have to speak with Klaus, of course, but you and Otts are a good match. Stare awkwardly. Anyway, I don't mean to keep you chatting away with us older folks. Have fun and Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, Ava. Till. Merry Christmas, Otts. Yeah, Merry Christmas, Mags. Merry Christmas, Magdalene. Enjoying the celebration. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. I can't remember the last time we had a celebration this big. It's a nice change of pace. Especially after having to work on this, in this damn cold. I swear, it seeps into your bones. I can't remember a colder winter. The frost keeps edging around our windows at night. At least the hinds. At least the hinges will last through the winter. Ah, those damned hinges again. Anyway, like Jorg said earlier, it's nice to have a night of good company and cheer. Thank you for mentioning my father in your speech, Jorg. He'll be glad to know he was missed. You're welcome, Eglin. Klaus is a good man, and we all miss him being a part of the community. To be honest, I didn't expect to make a speech tonight. I just thought about what happened in town this year. Really? Werner kept insisting that someone make a speech, so... Paul said that I was the most charismatic of anyone on the council. He said that? Well, he said that I would make the least amount of people angry over it. Baltus said it was the charisma. It was my charisma. Smile awkwardly. To be honest, I never thought I'd be someone people in Tassing listened to. But you've always been a part of the town council. We didn't always have a council, though. It wasn't until the night of the revolt, really, that I felt like I could do things on my own. Be my own man. I loved my father, but what he did... I thought it had doomed the town. We're lucky he didn't. Yeah, he almost did. He chose to burn the abbey. I always went along with him because he was my dad. He had to be right. That night was the first time I thought any different. I learned that night that you can fight for something right and still choose the wrong way to do it. And I swore that I would never let that happen again. The revolt broke down everything I thought I knew about Tassing, about myself. But it made a lot of things better for Tassing, and that makes me hopeful. What do you mean? Well, our new lord is strict, but he made a deal with us. The council lets us govern ourselves. As much as I was grumbling earlier today, Jorg is right. Life changed in Tassing, and even though the first few years were hard, we're better off for it now. No abbot looking down on us making stupid laws as he sees fit. Our lord lives days away. As long as we pay our taxes, we're left alone. It's a better life for Artemis and Apollo than we had. Choosing to live differently than your dad was brave. I think you and the rest of the council have done a great job. Thank you, Magdalene. I've done the best I can do I've done the best I can to do right by the town and Dad. Anyway, I'm going for another pint. Anyone else? Another for me, Jorg. Magdalene? I'll get myself another later, thanks. All right, we'll see you later then, Magdalene. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, everyone. Hello, Magdalene. Happy Christmas to you. Good evening, Magdalene. Merry Christmas, you two. Ulrich, Andreas, say hello to Mr. Struckren. Hi. Hi. Oh, Andreas, don't be shy. You know Mistress Magdalene. Sorry, Magdalene. He's still a bit quiet. I'm still not used to you addressing me as Mr. Struckren yet. We're raising these two to treat everyone with the respect and deference they deserve. Unlike you, who used to steal from the neighbors. Hush, I grew out of that, Paul. Besides, you and the children steal the covers every night and I leave my bones to freeze. How did you like Jorg's speech, Magdalene? It's a good reminder of everything we still have. We all needed to hear it. For Paul, putting him up to it at the last moment, it was well done. Well, Warner insisted someone on the council make a speech. I didn't particularly want it to be me. But Jorg did it justice. You can always count on him to speak from the heart, especially a few drinks in. Truthfully, I think much of the town needed some encouragement tonight. Tassing hasn't had such a hard season since the revolt. Yes, I'm sorry. It's Christmas. We shouldn't speak of such sad times. Let's toast to better days then. Cheers to that. Although there's an old Latin proverb my dad used to say to me, Ignis aurum proat mysterious fortis viris. I have had this hat for years. No, this tag is not from this hat. I was going to say I've had this hat for years and I've never noticed there's a tag on the inside of the brim. That's because there normally isn't. This is not a tag from this hat. I don't know how it got on here. Weird. Fire is the test of gold, misery is the proof of strong men. There's no question the revolt left Tassing worse off, but seeing the town now gives me hope. You're an artist, Magdalene. I think you can see it too. You mean how I'm painting the Rat House mural? I hadn't considered that, but yes, now that you mention it, seems fitting that you should paint the mural now. Memorializing Tassing's history in this mural will remind everyone what the folk of this town are made of. To be honest, most nights I'm grateful for the revolt. How can you be grateful for something so terrible? You wouldn't remember, but life was already terrible before that night. The revolt burned away the dead wood that had rotted Tassing for decades. God knows my father was an evil man. His death rescued me from years of fear. I don't remember who his dad was. Sounds like a mystery, a hat tag mystery. Yeah. I mean, I got 2 hats. I mean, I've gotten a lot of hats lately, kind of on accident, but I got 2 hats recently that are Richardson hats, and it probably came off of one of those. The revolt gave me the courage to face him, to become better than him. I think something of the same happened when the Abbey was destroyed. If things had gone as they always did, well, I doubt we'd be having such a Christmas feast tonight. The cost was high, but it resulted in just as much joy as grief. You really think so? God turns all things for good. God turns all things for good. Even the darkest of nights. Because of the revolt, I could marry Paul, and we can supply grain to peasants at a fair price. Our children will grow up without the fear that ruled over my life as I got older. No moment in life is entirely good or bad, Magdalene. What matters more is how we choose to see it. I don't know. I don't see how my dad's attack can be anything but evil. Keep hope, Magdalene. The Lord helps those who trust in him. Don't forget to take some time to have fun tonight, all right? Mommy, I want another cookie. Shh, don't yell, sweetheart. Excuse us, Magdalene. It seems we have cookies to fetch. Of course, Merry Christmas to all of you. Merry Christmas, Magdalene. I mentioned it a little bit earlier, but I am almost to the end of reading 3 Hearts, 3 Lions. How do I get my camera to do this? Terrible cover. I'm gone. Not a very good book either. It's obvious that it was an inspiration to early Dungeons and Dragons, and it's obvious that Paul Anderson has some skill, like some of his descriptions of some of the monsters and fairies and stuff are really interesting, but like the voice in it doesn't make a lot of sense, and it's dumb, and it's annoying to read, and the protagonist is needlessly horny, and all the women in it are just treated like very blatantly as sex objects, and it's just like a isekai harem fantasy. I'm forcing myself to finish it because it's not very long and it's kind of a fast read. but it's definitely not what I wanted it to be. I was kind of hoping for something more in line with uh, the King of Elfland's daughter, but it is not that. It is definitely not that. Three Hearts and Three Lions by Poul Anderson. It was an inspiration. One of the like big Appendix N books. Um, like D&D trolls are literally just taken. Like D&D trolls are weird and very specific. They're literally just taken from this book and put into D&D. And I just read the chapter with the troll. My camera cannot figure out where I am. Um, and then like there's one of the main characters is a Swan May, and like there's just a lot of like stuff that's obviously like early inspirations for D&D, or like you can see where the connections were, and it's interesting in that sense. And like I wish that I liked more of it, but like the context of it. So it's about this Danish guy who lived in the US for a long time and then went back to Europe to fight Nazis in World War II. And then while he's in a gunfight with Nazis in Denmark, he gets isekai'd into this fantasy world. And the whole thing is told from the perspective of a friend of his. So there's a forward and an afterward from the friend's perspective, which is needless and doesn't need to be there. And then also there's no reason for him to be Danish, and he's just written like some all-American boy, and he uses like all of these like American like mannerisms and sayings and whatever. And then also like the narrative inside, like if it's someone else telling it, they sure know a hell of a lot more about like what Holger is thinking than they should, and just all these specifics about this weird story. And then also it it modulates. I don't know. It moves from being like super casual and like barely structured and like it's kind of seeming like stream of consciousness to being like way too like proper and trying to sound like something like Ivanhoe or like something old like that, which like I mean Ivanhoe's not that old, but trying to sound like classical medieval literature. But like the thing about that is classical medieval literature works in that way because that was the language of the time, and they are using the language of the time well. But the parts in this book that use it just use it as like a dressing to make it seem old. And then also every single character, or not every single, but most of the characters have their own unique way of speaking, which like two of the characters have like these like forced Scottish accents, and like some of the other characters use a lot of like archaic, well everybody uses archaic language, and like there's this whole plot about how like Holger is from two worlds at once somehow, and he's like regaining memories from this other world that he's in, and like from his time as an ancient knight here fighting beside King Arthur and Charlemagne. And it's just like it's not really delved into that much, and it kind of is just like thrown in there. Like every chapter is pretty episodic, but also like his memories are kind of like, oh, now I remember this, and just kind of thrown in there. Probably the most interesting part of it, other than some of the like the way fairies are described and the way trolls are described, those are both pretty cool. But the most interesting part of it is that the protagonist, besides being a Dane, is a Dane who lived in the U.S., is an engineer. And so whenever he encounters some weird magic or like a dragon or whatever, he thinks about it in engineering terms and tries to like explain by scientific means how this is happening. And like, oh, this blade lights on fire because it's made of magnesium, and like shit like that. And like that's interesting. That's kind of fun. It just is too bad that the rest of the book around it kind of sucks. It's not the worst book I've ever read. I am having fun reading it, but it's frustrating, and he's so fucking horny, and like there's nothing critical at all about it. He's just horny and just wants to fuck everyone, Yeah. And then, like, this, I didn't like this book cover. I wanted an older printing, but this is the one that they had wherever I bought this. And it just has, like, a stock image of a shield on it. But the shield has. The book is called Three Hearts, Three Lions. Three Hearts and Three Lions because that's what's on the shield. The shield on this book cover has three lions on it and 0 hearts. Like, it's just stock image of a shield with lions on it. Dumb. Ah, Mistress Magdalene. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, Alexander. Merry Christmas, Casimir's. Enjoying the night? Very much so. The cookies especially. I haven't had such a wonderful gingerbread in ages. We were just setting up to perform. Did you have a particular song in mind you want us to play? Between the two of us, we know all the Christmas songs between here and Spain. How about From Heaven Above to Earth I Come? The one written by Martin Luther? I don't oppose, but are you sure we ought to? Why not? It's Christmas. Fuck it. Aha, if you say so. Once Kaz and I play what we've prepared, we'll be sure to play that one. Merry Christmas, everyone! Since it is Christmas, Casimir's and I want to share a special song with all of you in the spirit of giving. Please enjoy. Man, Alexander is shaped weird. Alex is back tomorrow morning, so that's something to look forward to. This whole sequence, I feel like everybody's a little bit too animated compared to how the rest of the game is. It just looks weird and odd to me. It looks good, but it looks out of place to me. It's probably not, but... Oh, everybody loves it. Thank you, truly. Please, return to your drinks. We'll be playing all night. Happy Christmas. Hey, Meglin. Sorry to bother you during the feast. Oh, hello, Jorg. Did you need something? Well, all the chatter around the revolt earlier had me thinking. You're nearly done with the mural, aren't you? The last time you talked with the council, you said you were working on the final portion, painting the revolt. I don't mean to nag during the feast, though. That's Veronica's job. I should have it done soon. I've been listening to people around town talk about the revolt so I can get a better idea of how to paint it. Everyone has a different idea of how that might happen. But I think I finally settled on how I want to depict it. Yeah? I want to honor what the peasants stood for. I'll show Otto giving a speech and the soldiers in the distance. That's a good perspective. It shows what happened without being too detailed about it. What happened. I'm sure everyone will love it. Klaus would be proud of the designs you picked. Ava will like it especially. Yeah, getting to the end of this book has me, anxious to start a new book, even though I'm already reading so many other books. And I really want to get back into reading more horror, because I'm only reading, 2 horror books right now, and that's kind of low for me. And one of them's really long, and the other one I'm not enjoying. So I went out and kind of impulse bought a couple new books. And one of them is I couldn't. I thought it was like a horror comedy book at first from the description, but I guess it's just a serious horror book. But it's about a couple that moves to Minnesota to farm beets, like a modern family that or modern couple that moves to Minnesota to farm beets, and then like the beets are cursed or something. I don't really know, but it caught my eye. Anyway, I'll get out of your way. You've got better things to do. I think Otz was looking for you too. Not again. He can't get the word no through his thick head, can he? I think I'll actually go home for the night. I've had enough of Otz's flirting, and I should check in on my dad. Tell him hello from all of us, all right? I will. Good night, York. Good night, Magdalene. Oh. Well, I think there's a scene when I go check on my dad, and I'll do that and then probably call that the stream. We've been going for a couple hours, and I still have to finish cleaning up Howard's sick that he made all over his bed. I'm glad he's feeling better, but he was not feeling good at all this morning. God bless you and Merry Christmas, Magdalene. Oh, Merry Christmas, Sister Emily. We're not bothering you with the noise next door. No, not at all. Hearing people celebrating Christ's birth brings me great joy. Christmas should be a heartening time of year for us all. There's nothing like a warm mug of beer and music to warm up from the dark winter days. I thought they'd never end. The darkness always ends, Magdalene. We must remember that. Man, I am choosing those options for her, but that is definitely not me. I much prefer winter to what we have right now. I've been biking every day, and like today after I came in from biking, I only did like two square blocks. Yeah, and when I came back, I was just like literally dripping sweat. Like every inch of my skin was glistening. It was. I don't like this weather. I don't like being outside in this weather, which sucks because I like being outside. It is fitting to celebrate Christ's birth on days with so little light and warmth. People need Christmas in the depth of winter to remind them that spring will return. And we all have a chance to live again. And Magdalene, who's that? Oh no, Dad! Please excuse me, Sister Amelie. I need to check on my father. Of course. God bless you. Thank you, Sister. Run, 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 run. The door is open. Is someone here? Dad! Oh, excuse me. Wow. Oh, thank God. Magdalene, is that you? What's the matter? Someone was standing near the house. The door was open. I was afraid something might have happened to you. I'm sorry. I didn't hear anything. I've been asleep most of the day. Most of the evening, too. I'm worried about you, Magdalene. You're worried about me? About me? You're working too hard. I know taking care of me takes up so much of your time. And I know how hard you've been working on the mural. I wanted to finish it before Christmas. I know. Damn near an impossible task, given the size of that rat house. Well, maybe if you did just one wall. I'm not going to make it, Magdalene. I know. It's alright. This is just life. I'm glad I'm going before you, even if it's sooner than either of us would like. I've already seen too much death in my time. I just wanted to show you what I could do. I wanted you to be proud of me. I have been. Every day of your life. You've never needed to prove anything to me. I wish I could stay to see the mural when you finish it, but I don't need to. I know it will be more beautiful than anything these old hands have ever made. Don't say that. It's true, though. I mean, I got along all right. But I always knew you would surpass me before long. You can already see things that I never could. See things and make them real. I don't know if that's true. It is. Whether I die tonight or tomorrow or the next day, I'm not going to be here much longer. One morning you're going to wake up and you'll have to do things for yourself. Love things for yourself. And you'll have to share it with the world. Love is the only reason to do anything in this life. Oh, Ozit's talking too much. Could you bring me something to eat? Of course, Dad. You haven't eaten all day. And I missed the Christmas feast, too. I can't believe no one brought me a cookie. I'll go get some soup. Alright, well that was the save sign. So, I think I will call it that. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you guys have a good weekend. And I guess I'll be back next week. I gotta be close to the end. But, yeah, take it easy.